I heard a little bit about it from Irit. So yeah, I don't know if you watched the videos I sent you. You are not the only one.
I did watch it, yes, thank you very much. From Psych Substance. He is seriously concerned about this, and I just this evening have another notification about one of my videos. Now, at this moment in time, they're not striking.
Mm.
And so that's very, very important because I don't think they intend to actually destroy our sites because whoever it is, Chris, I have no idea whether it's a secret agency doing this or what do you think?
There's two opportunities. Maybe they are YouTube reviewers, really people, or they are this just an algorithm, a bot that does that. It's just searching for specific words like DMT or mushrooms or stuff like that, and it just flags everything. Just a bot, not a real person. These two opportunities. I don't know what it is. Maybe they're really people targeting now all the psychedelic YouTubers and really try to get rid of them, or it's just a new algorithm on YouTube and a bot that targets specific words now. But it's even strange to me because I talked with Irit about that too because in I don't know much about the guidelines in YouTube, but what I know it's uh, as long as you don't show the consumption of it, as Irit said it to me, I said, okay, then only the videos where you showed where you smoked it.
Well, let me clarify because obviously I've had to read all this stuff because I wanted to know what a precarious situation I'm in. Now, what it actually says is the guidelines. It says that YouTube will not condone, yes, condone, I think that's the right word, allow the proliferation of promotion of illegal substances.
Mm,
Now, you see, there's lots of my videos where I am absolutely physically taking them and I'm talking about taking them and I'm promoting taking them and I'm saying stuff like, guys, this is the way forward. You got to try it. And many people out there will tell you that one psychedelic trip is worth about 20 years of meditation. That isn't allowed, and so that they are removing these videos. What people have done in the past to cover themselves from this, they've been making disclaimers because what they allow you to talk about a certain substance if it's about the educational. So if I was to talk about, hi guys, I'm talking about DMT does this, does that, what, another,
mm.
however, I'm not recommending it, it's not a good
Yeah, yeah,
idea,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
if you do all this business, and so Psych Substance, he does that on lots of his videos, and so do
Yeah,
lots of other people. And
yeah,
so that's one way round it. But even he said in this video, he doesn't know
yeah,
what to think now because
yeah.
it seems they're targeting even the videos where he's made a
He's,
disclaimer.
yeah, and even videos he's just talking about it and
Yeah.
not showing anything and just even starting in the video sent you another video he uploaded another 10-minute video he talks about that they even flagged the video where he just in the beginning of the video he just says yeah I'm just talking about it and just it makes a disclaimer and just talking about it nothing not promoting it, nothing at all. But it's still flagged. It's still flagged. That's why I think I have the suspicion that it's not people, it's a bot. It's a new algorithm because
Well,
it's targeted so many.
yeah, okay, well, let's have a look at that closely because they seem to be coming through too random for a robot. And
Mm,
if it was a robot, you would think that you would get all the flags on all your videos at the same time. But what
mm,
happened is the first one came through was a video I made about 2 years ago, and only one of a series of 6 where I was microdosing shrooms. And it said,
mm.
this video, microdosing shrooms number 6, has been deleted because la-di-da-di-da. They never deleted the previous 5 where I'm talking about it. And I was thinking, well, surely if I'm being attacked by somebody who is a troll on this site that knows me and know my site, they'll go straight away to the DMT ones, the most
Yeah,
recent.
yeah.
But those ones, they've only one of them has only just been deleted now. And so it seems that it is more random than a bot thing.
Oh,
But
okay.
even Chris, if there's somebody that is doing this, and there's a collective organisation or a bunch of like idiots that
Okay.
you know have a grudge against psychedelics, maybe because they've lost a child or something for doing something stupid whilst on psychedelics. So now that they think psychedelics are evil, they may even
Yeah.
be Bible bashers or something like this.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the first thing that I would have thought that they could do was go to my playlist, because they've got all of them. And they could just like watch every video, and they can just go flag, and then I'd get all these flags instantaneously. But I don't. They're coming very random. They're coming every few days.
Yeah, then it really then it sounds more like really trolls, like you said, really Bible bashers or stupid people, and I don't know, but you see, your mate Tom and Psych Substance, and I don't look did a little bit research, but it's apparently they're really targeting psychedelic videos and psychedelic channels, people they're uploading psychedelic stuff, and recently, the last 2 days, it happened apparently since the 12th. Or even maybe a few days before, but it's really more and more on YouTube. I don't know. It's really some kind of I don't know, organization or some people that are really I don't know why what the intention is, but it's you're not the only one. I see
Well,
it.
that makes me feel a little bit more comfortable in that I'm not personally being attacked by a previous viewer, but it makes me feel even more uncomfortable, because it seems like it's a bigger operation, and it's something that we really have to take seriously.
Yeah. For me too, it looks too.
Yeah, if it was Google itself, then all of a sudden you would think that Google would just send a program into its computer, and it would maybe notify all YouTubers that promote psychedelics, and you would think that they would say, we have a new directive. We are not allowing the promotion of illegal substances, so you've got 1 week to take them down. I would have thought that would have been a courteous thing, so you can save the videos and you can understand what's going on. But if there's just something which seems to be like it's sabotage, it may be some sort of freak collection of disgruntled people.
That's really and that's the biggest problem with YouTube. Even years ago, that YouTube is not talking with their YouTubers, with their people that upload stuff. It's really the connection is really hard. And even if you can reclaim these strikes and stuff, but if with let's say with a video where you showed where you consume it, you have to take it down. Really, that's. There's no other option. But when you just talk about it and you get a strike on it or a flag on it, then you can reclaim that. Even then, most of the people say it takes them 6 months sometimes to get that back.
And also, if you want to contest it, Chris, they give you one little text box which is about this long. You can fit about 10 words in, and so if you want to convey that you are making it for educational process or reasons, and you want to say something like I did about my psilocybin microdosing. I wanted to say that Johns Hopkins Hospital has been running tests on psilocybin which are very, very positive against addiction and anxiety and all this sort of thing. And so I think maybe you might want to get a report from those before you start blocking people such as me. But they're not interested. They don't give you the facility to make a statement. They only give you a facility for a few words. What can you say in a few words? Nothing. And so they'll read that and they'll go, oh, that's not good enough reason.
That's what the problem is with YouTube. I heard that a lot, and even I'm subscribed to the biggest YouTuber of them all, PewDiePie, and even he talks about that a lot. That it's really a problem with YouTube, with the communication between the YouTubers and YouTube per se. Let's say it's really
There's no communication whatsoever. They have no courtesy whatsoever. But what they do is they just say, this is how it is. If you apply, then we'll just obliterate your account. They don't even say, listen, we're going to take your site down, or we're not going to give you this facility anymore, so make sure you got a backup. And they'll take your live videos away from you, and so that they can never be retrieved.
Yeah, that's what all the people saying, really, especially in like Substance and your mate Tom and other YouTubers have a backup channel. Really, that's the best thing you can have, really, a backup channel, because it's so the guidelines on YouTube are really hard to look into, really, and the communication is almost not there.
Yeah. And if you've got any questions or queries about anything, then there's nothing there. So what I've done is, I've looked for the way from Google how you can actually back up your YouTube site, and what it says that you can back it up. Whether you want to put it on an external hard drive to your computer, or whether you want to send it to the cloud. But in the interim, what we're going to do is now we're going to collect all your videos, and we're going to let you know when this facility is ready. It could take several days. Now I've got 2,000 videos. I've got hundreds of hours, and so mine might take a week for it to do. And so I'm really, really hoping that it comes soon. So I've got all these backups before they strike me or they delete my account.
Yeah, that's. I even do that now too. I download all the Skype sessions I have with you and privatize them. That they are backed up. At least these are backed up. When they really would do that, then I can do that with some videos on your channel, because I created a playlist of all the all my Skype sessions with you. But I just made a playlist and just the link that when people click on my channel, they get sent to your channel. But now I will privatize and download and privatize them on my channel, that at least these are back up on my channel. You know, at least that I can do for you. But yeah, it's really, and I will do Irit too. I talked to her 2 hours ago or something like that, and we both we are saying all the time, how can we help you? How can we really? And I even looked into. I will send you two videos. YouTube guidelines, how to reclaim stuff, and so on. But you said it. Yeah, it's hard. It's so complicated.
I spoke to Irit about an hour and a half ago. I spoke to her for about an hour regarding lots of these issues and the issues with the site and how we can make some progress and things like that. So that's brilliant. And so that's a real dilemma that I find myself in. And I really hope that I'll get a notification from Google telling me that I've successfully backed up my videos in good time before I get struck off, because my word, there's 1,750 videos there. Yeah. That's been my life for the past 5 years. And you see, the absolutely terrible thing about it is that they don't give a fuck about all the help that you're giving people. If there's a very small percentage in there that they consider is illegal, even though they're not interested whether the side effects are actually harmful. They're not interested in that at all.
No, at all. And you see that with Psych Substance, you have 15,000 subscribers. He has almost 1 million, and they even treat you like him the same. They don't give a fuck if you have 1 million or 1,000 subscribers. They treat you like they don't give a fuck. At least they, as long as they can make money out of it, that's the whole thing. As long as they can put commercial on it or make money out of it, that's the only thing they really care about.
But Chris, with Psych Substance, with like all of his subscribers, you would have thought that they would take into consideration the revenue that they're getting from the adverts that are placed on his videos. And so it's a business at the end of the day. And so if it's a business, then surely you, as the director of the business, go, hang on, we can't just be cutting off our noses to spite our faces just because the government says this is illegal. What we've got to do is we've got to protect our business. But it seems they're not interested in protecting their business. So it seems to me that the business business is owned by
Yeah, of course.
the fucking world government.
That's why I make the example with PewDiePie. Even he's #1 on YouTube. He has 50 million subscribers,
Wow.
and even with him, they treat him almost the same. Of course, when he makes videos, that gets like in one day like 3 or 4 million clicks, and then of course, there's a little bit pressure on YouTube then, but still, it's. Yeah, it's
So Cutie Pie. What does
PewDiePie. PewDiePie. Yeah, he makes funny or gaming videos. Gaming
right.
funny videos, more like that. His #1 is like 50 million of subscribers, and I'm subscribed to too because I think he makes funny videos. But nowadays, not now. Last year, 2017, because he said a bad word, nigger. He said nigger but in a different context in the video game. He's not racist, but they slaughtered him almost. They said he's a Nazi and all that bullshit. Just once said that word, and that's it. When you're in public, you have a public viewing. They can. Best example for me is always Charlie Sheen. For me, just because he said 9/11, he thinks 9/11 was inside job. They cut off. He's crack addict, and sent him out of his show like 2.5 Men and stuff. Just because he said his opinion, and that's.
But you see, what this tells us is that it's not related to any business. The information coming down from the absolute highest, and the highest is this New World Order, and it's how they want the world to be, this postmodernism stuff. They don't want any individuals, they don't want anybody outspoken, don't want anybody doing psychedelics, they don't want anybody, doing anything. And I'm pretty sure that it's not going to be too far down the road when they're going to be attacking religions as well, because they want to break those down. Yeah,
of course. That's why all the people. You could say that's why Trump is president now, because it's too liberal. All the liberal bullshit, that like with the feminist stuff and all that stuff, it's too liberal now, even for let's say normal people, and they are forcing them to go on the right wing, let's say, and that's why all the people voted for Trump, because it's too bullshit. Jordan Peterson, you know that too, Jordan B. Peterson, because he just stated his own opinion, but they try to slaughter him in front of everything too, because you can say that, it's bullshit. And the best example here in Germany is you then don't really have free speech in Germany too, because of course you have free speech to a certain degree, but in Germany you can say it's my opinion that the Holocaust was fake. When you do that in the streets, people can sue you, and you get and it's just your opinion. You don't have to prove that. Okay, you just say that's my opinion that the Holocaust is fake.
Yes,
but you can say that in Germany.
It's the end. It's the beginning of the end of freedom of speech.
Yeah, you could say that. Yeah, that's why Jordan Peterson is the best example for that nowadays, because he he's just stating his opinion, but people know you can't say that. It's these safe zones and all that bullshit, because you might get triggered and all that bullshit. It's so stupid now. And say, again, like we said last time, they try to, this society all around the world tries to suppress authentic people. They just want to have confirmative people. And when you state your opinion, it's just your opinion. Then no, you can say that maybe these people get triggered or what the fuck. It's just an opinion from one.
Yeah, you see, they pretend that the whole premise of what they are doing is protecting people, protecting minorities and protecting people from getting triggered and being upset and caused anxiety. But they're absolutely not doing that. What they're actually doing is they're using that as a way forward. They're promulgating that they're using that they're protecting the people, but their design, of course, what we know is to crush everybody down into submission, so nobody dares say anything, just like George Orwell 1984. Because somebody listening somewhere, even here now, even on the computer, one whatever we're saying is no doubt being flagged, Chris, and it's all being stored for a later date when they're going to do this Night of the Long Knives, when they're going to come round and round everybody up, all the David Icke and all the Michael Tsarians and Mark Passios and all these sort of people.
Yeah, it's getting more and more, let's say, obvious that they give less fuck about that. Let's say they tried it a few years ago more on the sneaky side, but more and more they do it just like obvious. We don't give a fuck. You can say what you want. We have the power over Google, and then you can state your opinion. Can't state your opinion anymore. And here in Germany, of course, that's the one example you can say in public. With I don't think the Holocaust was real. Really, people can call the police for that and say, oh, he what's the English word for it? He dismissed the Holocaust, let's say, and you can't say that in Germany. It's really forbidden to say that. I don't believe the Holocaust was real. You don't say that, you know. It's it's forbidden. Of course, you're a Nazi then, and all that bullshit. Again, with PewDiePie, this example, he just once said the word, and he even apologized. Made videos after the apologies was in the effect in the moment because I was angry and I'm not racist and stuff. But in public, they of course tried to slaughter him. Oh, he's a Nazi and all that stuff. Oh, blonde hair, blue eyes. Of course, he's a Nazi and stuff. It's so stupid. They try to, like we said, they try to
vilify.
And still so much fear in you that you don't say your opinion anymore. You don't state it anymore because you're so afraid that someone says, oh, he said that, and then they can call the police on you even because you said your opinion, you know?
I mean, it's getting absolutely stifling. I was listening to some David Icke interview, and he was being interviewed with London Real, and he was talking about this political correctness bullshit, and he recited a story from somebody who was a woman, or it was actually a man, but he considered himself to be a woman. Maybe he was waiting for a sex change or something like this, but he was a man, and somebody who knew him walked past him in the street and went, oh, geezer, you know, how you doing? He called the police and he got this person charged. He never got prosecuted. It went to court and it was dismissed. But can you imagine? Because I think I'm a woman and you call me a man, I'm not having that. I'm taking you to court. Oh my word.
Yeah,
where's it all going?
I can send you videos. H3 made a video about that. I think it's a different topic, but a woman is like, oh man, a guy just had a crazy feminist woman really lost her mind or what the fuck, and she was on a guy just talked about wanted to thank the government for the police because they helped her daughter to get clean or something like that. I don't know the whole story anymore, but then the girl just freaked out, not because of that, but she freaked out because of feminism bullshit and stuff. And then after that all talking, the girl went to the guy. I don't know what she said to him. How's your name? I want to. And she filmed him. Oh, what is your name? How can you say that stuff? And he just made the joke. You don't have to say your name when someone asks your name. And so he said, "My name is Humongous." You know, it's just a joke. You know, Humongous. And that's. I can send you links. That's funny, but it was blown up in the internet because of that. He's a hero now, that Humongous guy, because of that. He just stated a joke but the girl just flipped out. She really. She was so fucking triggered because he made a joke, you know. My name is Humongous, you know. It's so they're really, really fucked up people.
They are some very, very seriously fucked up people when they cannot stand being triggered. And look, at the end of the day, Chris, we're dealing with a very, very serious issue here because out of 15,000 subscribers that I've got, and I have been appealing to all of these people, if you want to come and speak about issues and about deep psychology, and be free and be familiar in a community where we're all going to be open, then this is the platform to do it. Yet, how many have come? 35 people have come. And so you can see that how terrified people are of actually coming into an arena whereby you may be asking questions that they just don't want to answer, that they've never given a thought, they just don't want to go there, Chris. They want to live in this fictitious bubble that they've got. They don't want to know what this human being is. They don't want to know how it works, and they definitely don't want to know about any of the shit that happened in their past. It's incredible.
Yeah.
It's the whole cognitive dissonance that that the whole world is under.
Yeah, of course. I see it more and more with the younger generation, because they're so in these social media sites, that they are so brainwashed to see that in them, that they stating all this bullshit that they don't know anything about. They just read it on a Facebook page or something, Instagram or whatever, and they really believe that shit. It's so obvious that it's bullshit, but they read it somewhere and they believe it. And of course, when they read most of that shit, it's just propaganda, fear instilling, terrorist or whatever it is, and they believe all the bullshit. And when you want to talk, I have that with people, and I want to talk with them. Do you really believe that? And they, yeah, of course, it shouldn't. If it's not true, then it wouldn't be on that site. They really believe that it wouldn't be on that site. But when you look into it, everybody knows. Everyone can post everything, but they don't think that way. I don't know what's wrong with the brain or what. Fuck, it's just.
They've given up thinking. And I wouldn't say they've given up thinking. They've never been taught to think. The institutions, the learning institutions, are absolutely not about anybody thinking. They're only about copying something and parrot fashion, regurgitating the verbatim. That's all they want you to do. Just read the book, copy this shit, and take it as gospel. And then you just continue to roll these tapes around for the rest of your life without ever questioning anything. People are just they're steered clear. They're absolutely steered clear away from any critical thinking these days. And Jordan Peterson, he's the first one to say this. It's the thing of the past. Get ready, people. There isn't going to be any critical thinkers anymore, because they're all being eradicated.
It's too. Nowadays, if you're a little bit skeptic, you're a pessimist. Nowadays, even just a little bit skeptic, you're a pessimist. Oh, that's even with now comes to mind with Elon Musk and also Mark Zuckerberg, because. Elon Musk says, of course, maybe we're creating the beast with the AI and stuff, and Mark Zuckerberg just, he's pessimistic. I'm an optimist, you know? And that's so stupid, because even after a while, Elon Musk apparently talked with Zuckerberg about it, and twittered after that, I talked with Mark Zuckerberg about it, but he doesn't know almost anything about AIs. He's just like all the other people, just optimistic, it would save the world and stuff. But he has no clue what it's really about.
Exactly. You see, when you watch these videos, and they're talking about vehicles that are driving on the computer, that don't need the man to operate them anymore. And you've got idiots and idiots sitting around, and they're all techno-idiots, and they're like, oh, it's positive. Oh, look on the bright side, and people are saying, hang on, let's get real about this. What if the computer goes down? What if we have a coronal mass ejection or something? Then we don't have any lorry drivers anymore. People are not being trained to drive lorries, and also the whole world comes to a standstill. What about that, you idiots? But they're just in this fantasy world. Oh, it's going to be brilliant. Oh, we've got to look at the future. Nobody thinks anymore, Chris.
That's the biggest problem. That's we talked about it last time. It's really like the society really. It's getting more and more obvious that that people like I said to you, that's I think I love the internet for what it is, but the dark side of it is like everyone depends on Google now. Nobody memorize anything anymore. Just why should I? When I forget it, I Google it. And that's the thing. Like you said it too. Everyone just looks at the first site on Google. Nobody goes on the second or third page on Google when you Google something. And that's the main mistake, because everyone just, like I told you, everyone just believes what the first thing they see and what fits in their belief system, they took on board, and then they never question it again. And when people are like a little bit skeptic, then of course, you are a pessimist, why you're so negative and stuff. That's why, again, with the same problem with some new agers, I don't want to say all of them, but with a purely positive mindset, that's the same trap. It's the same trap. Of course, you want to be optimistic and be positive, of course, but you have to be rational and say not everything is positive. Bad things happen too, and you have to be a little bit skeptic, at least a little bit, when you read something or hear something from someone. It's not that, but again, then you would be a person who thinks for yourself, but most of the people don't think for themselves. They're just copy and pasting everything else.
Exactly, and so I can't help thinking that what's going to happen is, in view of the agenda for the world, the people who do think they're going to become more and more of an outcast, going to become more and more bemused and probably enraged at the state that the world is going towards. And so at some stage we have to collectivize ourselves, and this is one of the things that I have an inspiration about my site, or our site. It's to make it everybody's site, because I want to get round to see. I'm getting visions now. We get into this, and I'm starting to think more like a businessman. And what I'm starting to think about is I want to get a team together. As soon as this starts to generate, some reasonable money, I want to put all the money back into it to develop a site which is absolutely, very, very usable and friendly and easy to navigate, and has lots of facilities. And I want to invite all the people that we know that are out there, crying out in the wilderness. I want to let them know of this site, to have them a presence on this site. So this can be like a hub, and it'll have friends of the Ascending Awake and Brave and all the other people. And so we'll all know where we can come for some advice about whatever. And so we will have all the likes of the Mark Tessarians and the David Icke and all these sorts of people. And we are changing anybody that's got something to say against this machine that is leading humanity into zombies.
Yeah, zombies most of the time. And now I remember when you said that. I remember that now. I was away for a week now, visiting my mother, and that's why I couldn't Skype. I just looked onto the site sometimes and could write, but the internet connection with her is too bad to Skype. But I have to drive there with a train for 3 hours, and there are at least 2 big cities I drive through, like Cologne and Bonn, really big cities in Germany. And when I'm at the train station at these stations, I swear to you, at least 70% of people I see there just looking at their cell phones. 30% really are looking around, but 70% of all the people I see on these big train stations in these big cities are just like zombies, really just whole.
And that's all they do from the moment they get on the train to the moment they get off. How many people these days do you see reading a book?
No. Yeah, I saw maybe 2. The whole 3 hours I drove with the train, 2 or 3 people reading a book, and all the rest, especially you see that at these big train stations in Cologne or something, 70% of people you see there are just looking at their cell phones. It's just, I don't know what they're doing, but sometimes it's okay when you get a message, or you can use it to listen to music or something, but you see they're just whatever what they're doing, and it's getting more and more obvious and prolific with these.
They just don't know what to do. other than look in the phone. They've got no propensity at all to look at the world about them, to study their fellow man, to look at the variety and wonder, what does this person do? Where's this person going? Or whatever. To look around at the architecture and notice things about anything. Notice the world around you. They don't do it. Nobody's noticing the world around them anymore, and they're not noticing the people around them. They're not noticing anything, and so therefore they are absolutely in their own little bubbles. And this is...
they constantly need that outside stimuli, because if they don't have that, they have to be with themselves, with their own thoughts and stuff, and they don't want to be that. They don't just want to, when that video or whatever they're doing is over, then, I need something else. No, don't think about what what I'm feeling or what I'm thinking about. It's just that constant outside stimuli. Don't think about anything. Don't just be confirmative. Don't. It's so obvious to me that they don't want to. Like I said to you, I think Sakharov said it the best way. If you're alone and miserable, you're not in a very good company. And that's it. They're not in a very good company when they're alone. That's why they don't like silence. I love silence. Visiting my mother, there's such a big forest there. And I always say to her, last time I said to her, when I walked with her to the forest, and I asked her, do you hear that? And she like, no. And that's what I mean. I love that here, because you really don't hear any car, nothing, just the forest, I love that silence. But most people, they're getting really nervous and agitated because they don't hear anything, like, they need that outside stimuli, like music, not music, but that constant distraction, not to think.
A distraction from themselves, because themselves, whatever that may be, has become a terrifying place, because they don't understand it. They've got no idea what it's all about. They've got no idea what's going on inside here, and so they just want to be, like you say, distracted away from it. And lo and behold, when you get 5 minutes of silence, it's kind of like, you used to see these horror movies in the old days, when you got somebody walking down the road and it's dark at night, and they feel very, very alone, and there's no noise, and so they have to whistle. The break, and so the whistling, to sort of create an atmosphere around them, and that's how ridiculous it's become. I honestly, really, it's going to be very interesting to see how this turns out. But I think there's going to be quite a fight with a reasonable sector of society. I don't know what percentage it's going to be. Let's say, for just want of a percentage, let's say 10%. 10% of the world are thinking people outside the ones that govern us, because they don't want us to think. They're thinking about all the shit. Now, the ones that are thinking about what existential questions and this sort of thing, then I can't help it that we are going to be a tight community, because if we are divided, and so therefore we're going to have to really, really start to come together and be on first name terms with many, many people, and to be communicating, via Skype and via emails and via gatherings and all this sort of thing. Because if we don't, then what's going to happen? All the people around us are going zombified, and if we don't come together with other people, then we just look at the world completely bemused. What do we do? Let's just fucking give up.
That's like, that's why I'm so grateful for the site and I met you and Paul, all the other people. I'm so grateful to talk with these people, because you see, at least there are people thinking, there are people, they have life force in them, and not just like, again, outside people, not just this confirmative zombie, whatever it is. I don't want to call it even, maybe I'm too harsh, but humans, because it's so, it's getting like great to you, I have to it's great. But when I have that, like, I can talk to my mother about that too, because then it's okay. But when I don't have that for a week, it's almost like like I'm a drug addict. I need that, you know. I really want to
withdrawals.
Withdrawals. I really want to talk with people and philosophize and what do you think about that stuff. But I can't do that with most, at least 90% of the people are around me. They don't want to talk about that stuff. And if you say that topic, let's talk about what happens after death. What's your opinion? It's like, no, you see, they're fearing this because they don't want to think about this. It's like, oh no, don't talk about that.
They think it's some sort of witchcraft. They think if you talk about it, then you'll bring it into reality. They think you'll cast a spell just by saying it. It's amazing. You see, Rachel says this to me often. If she goes with longer than 1 week without communicating with me, she says she gets withdrawals because there's just nobody that she can discuss the things that she wants to discuss. And this is one of the things that I guess that was in relation to her atonement, because the parents, she can't engage with the parents. They're and the other one's a surgeon, and they've been in the Matrix all their lives, and all of the people that she's mixed with in showbiz or in Hollywood, for goodness sake, if they're not airheads, I don't know what they are, artists or musos, or they're all in a world of their own, really. And so to get somebody to sit down and bring things down to earth, do you realise you are a collection of photons flying around each other a gazillion miles an hour, and it's the only thing that's holding you together, and there's no substance to you? They don't want to hear that.
It's you can't say that to them. I have that with some friends too. It's when I try to talk with them about that. They don't want to. One friend especially just wants to talk about football, and I'm not really interested in football. And he just wants to talk about that, and he almost gets angry at me when I want to talk. The best example is when he wanted to looked into Netflix. What movie should I watch? And there were all these war movies and American war movies, and I said to him, you know that. The Americans are the bad ones. We, the Europeans, we are most of the time the bad ones. Of course, in the movies, the terrorists are the bad ones, but we are dropping bombs there. And then, no, you're talking bullshit. And then I made that example to him. Yeah, what would you say when now the Americans come and bomb here every school and hospital and bomb the house of your parents? Would you still say, these are the good ones? And then he really got angry because I made it so clear to him, that it's not so black and white, It's always. But they get angry. At least he got really angry with me because he couldn't. Then the cognitive dissonance isn't there anymore because it was so obvious that it's he bullshitting himself. That we are. Then they really get angry at you. You really get angry at you because you're bursting their bubble,
Yeah.
You're really bursting their bubble.
Fuck, it's amazing, isn't it? How it works just to be in the presence of people where you start to say a few things and you start to see them get agitated, then you start to see them fluster the words and then they get all stiff and maybe they want to fight you and all this sort of thing. Hang on, it's just words.
Yeah.
But these words, what they have held onto all of their lives, if you start rocking that boat, wow, you better be ready for what's coming.
I made some experience with that. I made some experience with that. And nowadays I try to make it, I still do that, but I try to make it not as obvious anymore. I'm not trying to really burst a bubble or upset the apple cart, like you say. I just try to make it not so extremely obvious, just planting some seeds, and then just maybe seeds. Just seeds, and then maybe they're thinking about it. Yeah, maybe he's right and stuff. Not make it so, because when you make it so obvious, they really get in defense mode and really getting angry at you and what you're saying, and then they never would consider it to be true, because then they're in their defense mechanism, and then
that's right. And so the whole thing about deploying the tactics is just by saying something in a calm and collected way, but you don't say too much. You just say a few lines about something, and then you leave it. And if they have an objection, definitely leave it, because they'll be thinking about that, because you've struck a chord within them. And if they dismiss it then and they go about their business, there's going to come a time, maybe next week, maybe next month, when they're going to hear something like that again, and then they're going to go, I've heard that again now. Why do people keep talking about this? Maybe if they hear it, half a dozen times or a dozen times, then they'll start to want to listen a little bit more, because they'll get their own intrigue, and it's going to come from within them rather than they feel like it's coming from you, because they don't want to accept anything that you've got to say, because you're undermining everything that they know.
That's the bursting bubble part. Yeah, that's really. I saw that with my friend. Yeah, that's. I was too, let's say, too direct with that example. Yeah.
And I think I've been, too direct in many of my videos. But you see, it takes too long to convert from the sheeple, and so I never intended to do that. All my subjects have been aimed at least the intermediary, at least people that I've woke up in some shape or form, because then they've already had some sort of shock, and whatever I'm going to be saying isn't going to be anything like as shocking as what's brought them into this paradigm. And so therefore then they know to listen when they've had a shock, and so you can reach people. And generally I think I've reached more, when I look at the ratio of the subscriptions, I lose 25%, or I've lost 25%, 1 quarter over this whole 5 years, and so I think that's pretty good, isn't it? Really?
Yeah, that's a good.
I would. If you go on Facebook, you're probably going to lose about 90%. That's the difference in the market, isn't it?
Yeah, it really depends. On the people. I even have a Facebook account. I don't like it, but I only have it because of a meditation group I'm in, and of course they are more in that group. I can post stuff there that I don't get flagged for it or immediate or stuff. And, of course, you will always get some people like texting you, "Oh, that's stupid," or "That's conspiracy," or whatever. But at least, because it's a meditation group, there are at least some people that are more open-minded. But when you just post it solely on your website or on your Facebook page, then everybody can see that, and then you always got 90% of bullshit back or shit back, because most people are using Facebook just to bolster up their egos. Look at my picture, and I made vacation there, and all that bullshit. I don't like that, and I immediately block these people from my side. It's just annoying. But let's say at least 70 or 80% of people who are using Facebook are like that. You just want to bolster up their egos with that side, and constantly.
And so I've been speaking. I spoke to Irit actually tonight, and I mentioned that maybe I should have an extension in Facebook, and she didn't think it was necessarily a good idea. And the only reason why I'm thinking about this is because that if you can get 10%, then it's another avenue to get another 10% of awoken people. But goodness me, what's the filter system going to be like? All the stupid and all this and all that. I don't personally deal with that. The numbers are too horrific. At least on my previous site, the trolls were really a very, very tiny minority. And so that it was manageable, but
the best what I in your situation would do, really create backup channel, really create a second channel, and you know you can on the side on your channel you can feature channels, you know, and put that onto and make even a video on the Awake and Brave channel. Yeah, this is my second channel.
I've
Just
done that.
when every
I've done
yeah,
that.
your Aaron Berry channel or something, you know. Yeah, and
Yeah.
then say that is my backup channel when YouTube really tears down this channel. At least people know there's a backup channel.
Yeah,
You know,
what I was thinking of doing is when I've got all this information, if I get all my videos backed up, I want to go through them, and it's going to take me a long time to do it, but I want to create individual sites for my nature videos, then for the philosophy, then for the psychology, and then even a private site like on Google for the psychedelics, because it's not long before YouTube banned them absolutely, and so I want to make provision now, and I want to get the private site, and then what I'll do is I'll have links from all the sites to other Awake and Brave sites. If they like the nature ones and they're interested in philosophy, then they can go and do that, and vice versa from philosophy to psychology. And so I'm going to be doing all this. It's going to take an awful long time, but in the background of whatever I'm doing, if I should spend an hour or two a day,
do it like that. Just spend some 1 hour a day or 1.5 hours, however you want to do it, and create. It's a very good idea what you say, and really put on every channel on the side the featured channels that people see. He has another channels, and this channel is for nature. This channel is for. And I would, in your state, would say that would only upload psychedelics now on the Ascending Awake and Brave, and say on the other channels I make that you can do on YouTube. You say I have even psychedelic videos, but they are on the private side, the Ascending side. I can't upload them here anymore, you know, because even Psych Substance has now the problem with almost 1 million subscribers. So I don't know what's going on.
I think possibly YouTube is people are going to be jumping ship because they're out to get us, and we're all going to be feeling insecure now. And I don't just think it's going to be psychedelics. I think it's going to be people like David Icke, anybody that's saying anything which is anti-government or deemed to be anti-New World Order. They're going to be eradicating all that stuff. So we're going to have to find other avenues. And so I hope other portals are created as platforms for us, because obviously to create a platform, it takes a lot of resources and a lot of technology, and it's not the thing that one man can do. Look at the amount of billions of dollars gone into these things like YouTube and Twitter and all that sort of thing. And they're doing it obviously for a very good reason, to absolutely take over. It's the same principle, Chris, as what the powers that have done to eradicate the corner shop. You know, say like 20, 30 years ago, there was many corner shops, convenient shops, and you just go in there to buy this and buy that. But the big stores, Walmart and all this sort of thing, they've completely eradicated the vast majority of those.
That's what I found. I think last year I found that out, that even the German store Aldi is now in England now. I think Paul said that to me. Yeah, we have Aldi here too. And what, in England? It's Aldi? Yeah, we have.
Yeah, many.
What? And that's a German thing, you know. That's two German brothers created that. And what the fuck? Aldi is in England now. It's of course for a German to hear that. That's what the fuck.
And what's their sister company?
What again?
What's their sister company?
I don't know. They have Aldi North and Aldi South.
Lidl.
Lidl. Lidl too. Yeah. That's...
They're exactly the same. The aisles, you know, organized different, but all the products are exactly the same.
Yeah, exactly the same. Yeah, and you see that here in Germany too. That Aldi and some other. I don't want to make commercials for them, but other stores really take over now. Like in America with Walmart, and here is it like and you see that with one friend I have. It's the same friend. I actually not so much with the movies, but he studied marketing, you know, and I at least I can talk with about marketing stuff. But the funny thing is, he studied marketing. He never heard. He heard, of course, the word public relations, but you never knew who created that. So you never knew that the nephew of Sigmund Freud, Edward Bernays, just took the propaganda stuff from the Nazis and called it public relations. You know that?
Yeah.
No, I don't know that. And I thought, you studied
and
that
that's
shit.
what he's doing. He's actually he's working for, who was it that was the propaganda? It was Himmler, wasn't it? Heinrich Himmler.
No, Goebbels.
Goebbels. Oh, Joseph Goebbels. Okay,
Yeah.
so yeah, Goebbels, the propaganda agent, and so he's actually carrying out Goebbels' work. Only it's called Neo Goebbels' work these days.
Yeah. Nowadays, just propaganda is called public relations. It's the same principle, but
it's incredible, isn't it? How they just split it up a little bit and label it as something, and then 99% of the public can't see it. They just can't fucking see it anymore.
Yeah, and the funny thing, he studied that, you know, and they never ever mentioned that in his whole, let's say, 3 years where he studied marketing. They never mentioned that to him. That every place and stuff.
Yeah, but you see, they wouldn't, because they don't want them to know this sort of stuff. And so whoever's writing the textbook, so they're conveniently leaving that stuff out, aren't they?
Yeah.
So how did we hear about Edward Bernays? We heard about it with the alternative media, the esoteric stuff, all the stuff that we're not supposed to know. That's why we know about it.
Yeah.
But all the people that are in the mainstream, they'll never get to hear about it.
No. And he, even after I told him that, he looked into it and said, yeah, okay, you're right with that, you know. But another thing with him was what I wanted to say. Now I lost the chord.
Something about propaganda, or
yeah, propaganda with marketing stuff. He really falls for that, you know. He always wants to have the newest, and of course he has now the newest iPhone, and he only buys Apple products, and he even has. Yeah, now I know what I wanted to say. What I really like with him, to discuss with him, we talk about Google and Amazon. You know, they really because Amazon gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and even he now, because it's his job, looks into that stuff and tells me all the stuff. And now Amazon does this and Amazon does that, and it's getting bigger, almost as big as Google. And it's really a rival. Google and Amazon are now rivals, and Amazon started with just selling books, you know, and now it's almost.
I'm pretty sure they're owned by the same people.
Yeah, almost. But it's really. It's getting more prolific, and it's getting more and more obvious, even for him in the Matrix, you know. Even for him, he asked me like, "Oh, what is that?" And that's a funny story. He even has that stupid box Alexa, you know.
Yeah.
And I showed him the video with, "Hey, ask that thing with CIA," and he don't want to do that. And as I visited him and I asked that fucking Alexa box, you know. Would you lie to me, Alexa? And Alexa says that to you, no, I would never consciously lie to you. And then, okay, you wouldn't lie to me. Then I asked Alexa, do you work for the CIA? And then Alexa said, in the YouTube video you see, it shuts off. But nowadays they updated it. When you now ask Alexa, do you work for the CIA? Then she says to you, no, I work for Amazon. And then she sends him an email with all the copyright and all the data stuff. And then I said, and I thought about it in front of the box. Okay, how can I make the question differently? And then I asked the box, okay, you are working for Amazon. And then I asked, does Amazon share this your data with the CIA? And then it shuts off.
Yeah.
You know? It's also funny again. It was so the fucking box, you know, when you ask the right questions, it shuts off.
Yeah, and so what the programmers are going to do, of course, because so many people are going to be doing this and putting it up on YouTube, then they're going to be contriving another answer, and on and on and on. Oh, listen, we've just done an hour now on this one, and so I've not eaten anything as yet, and so I just want to contact you about that very, very pressing and important manifestation, and I'm really, you know, quite nervous about it. To be fair, if I lose all that stuff, and I'm anticipating the notification coming via email that I've got it secure. It doesn't give you a monitor. It doesn't tell you, oh, you know, 3 days and 9 hours left. It doesn't tell you nothing. No communication, and so you just left like an idiot, just sitting, waiting, and you're not even sure whether it's going to actually happen at all.
Yeah, at least what like I told you, what I will do is download all my Skype sessions with you and privatize them, and if they really shut them down, I will shut your channel down. I will at least have that and upload that onto my channel. That at least that is saved. Yeah.
So I'm going to put this video up, obviously, to let all the viewers know that what is actually going on, and if there's anything that anybody knows or anybody can help and this sort of thing, because, you know, it's about the communication now. Just communicate. We've got to get it all out there, haven't we? And so if you get any more videos about people being closed down, then just bang those over to me. I'll appreciate that, because I've got to keep a keen eye on what's going on now.
Yeah, I will.
Okay.
Then again, always great talk, and when anything is really, you know, when I'm online, or even if I'm not, send me a message, and as soon as I can, I will get back to you, and we can talk. Or as I found stuff out, I will send you links and stuff. So and Ira too. I talked with her too. We really make it. We are concerned. We really want to help you. You know, Ira too, and we really.
Well, let's say us, because it's all about us.
Yeah, of course. It's just that I talked today with Irit about that.
I really appreciate you know, your concerns and your endeavours, and I'm really happy that you're there, Chris. And so
no problem.
Thank you very much, and we'll be in touch, man.
Thank you, and have a great night.
You're welcome. You too. Cheers, Chris. Bye.
Bye.